Hey you, so I want to do this video today, poured silver versus bullion or high premium silver, and just get somewhat of a general idea as to where people's views are and what they are, and see if they're anything like mine, or get a bit more information on the views on poured silver. And I'll go into that in a moment as to what do you really view it as, because a lot of the times when individuals, well, a lot of the individuals I've heard refer to poured silver, and I've got some poured silver pieces I've got in the background here, so you know I do own some. They was gifted to me. I've always said, if anybody that pours or the likes of, if you're giving, I'm taking. But it's, how do you view poured silver? Because I've been talking with a few individuals, watched a few videos, and it's interesting really, because whenever I've heard individuals refer to poured silver, it's always been how it's been, you know, hassle-free. You know, you can purchase it and sell it, and you know, it gives no problems. You don't need to worry about the risks of some of the issues that you'll get with high premium or even normal bullion regarding the spots. So I wanted to break down and get a general idea, because I can't really give a full opinion on this, and I'll break into how well it sells and trades, because I haven't really done that, so I'm not going to have the experience to pass on or talk about here. But hopefully individuals that have done that would be able to leave in the comments their trials and errors and how well it done for them when they've purchased and gone on to sell, whether they've traded. I know some pieces sell better than others. You know, some of the more popular YouTubers that have pieces named after them, I've seen and heard that they do well in the secondary market. But I wanted to find out how you guys view poured silver, because if it only has that one title, I know a lot of individuals get into silver either for the investment opportunity. You know, you won't find many confessing to that, or it'll be a hedge against inflation. A number one thing for many also is a preservation of wealth. So when we're talking about that, we're looking at pieces here, and let me get a normal standard government mint coin in the background. Also, we're talking about a purely for a preservation of wealth. And yes, I've got bare hands. They are dry, so they're going to be looking extra dry today, just so that I could handle it, because I know a lot of people like to say you can handle it and it's hassle free. So I thought I'd give this one a raw exhibition. So when we're getting into this, and it is a preservation of wealth for me also, and an insurance and a hedge, is that how well does poured silver do for a preservation of wealth? Now, of course, like I just mentioned, I can't really talk from experience on how well I've done trade-wise, because I don't own many and I have never had parts to trade with. But when I look at poured silver and high premium, which I'm going to be focusing on here, I've mentioned in the past, I purchased my high premium purely to build up my foundation in the long run. So if I'm going to be paying more of a premium for a coin, it's going to be on the basis that I can purchase it, give it a bit of time, whether it's long, short or medium, and then flip it to make more money than I actually got for it, and then put it into acquiring more high premium. Or the best of both world scenarios, when I can purchase a coin, have it for a short period of time, and then do a straight trade where I don't even need to sell it. That's awesome. As we've seen on my channel, that's what I prefer doing. My first port of call is always going to be with a dealer. I've seen the secondary market, it's necessary. I've sold a lot of higher premium pieces that have been graded on it, but it's always going to be hassle-free and easier for me personally if I can sell the bulk of my silver onto a dealer. Now my entire stack is geared towards that, so from my foundation to my high premium, I always want to know I've got that option, or the first option is that I can liquidate it with a dealer. It's always going to be hassle-free for me and best. So my stack's always going to be dealer heavy, dealer strong. I want to know I can pick it up. Worst case scenario, you know, life throws me a curveball, I can liquidate it like that. So now putting that out there, when a lot of individuals would say, you know, I've seen individuals come away from even this stuff here where it would be normal investment grade, whether it's, I don't know, well, I haven't seen them really go to the other side from investment grade bullion coins, but it would be from some type of coin, either a kookaburra or something's gone ahead and got spotted. You know, I love dipping my cookies in some milk every now and then. I learned a long time ago not to cry over spilt milk. I mean, at this point in time, I would be confident enough saying you're not going to find any mint or coin series that's not going to be affected by milk spots. So a lot of the individuals have come across this and have thrown in the towel and said, F it, I'm just going straight over to poured silver. It's hassle free and I don't need to worry about the milk spots. I get that part. What I've always been a little puzzled with is that, is this stuff a good investment? Does it preserve your wealth? I know the main port is always, you know, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can put it down, you don't need to worry about it. And in the end of the day, big stressful point here, everybody can buy whatever they want. That's the main important thing. As long as it makes you happy, that's great for it. But for me, on my channel, I've always shown that I'm in this, especially when I'm going to be paying more for the average ounce, to make more money, to increase my stack. You know, so I love poured silver. I love the fact, when I'm looking at some of the pluses, that you can get poured silver in damn near any form. Now, when we're saying poured silver's been going on forever, and I know you're talking about poured bars that they've done and cast bars. I see that also as a different subcategory. I do see it as a stronger form when we're talking about silver than the more current new poured silver, where you have poured anything. You can imagine it, it can get poured and that's that. I see the old style Kit Kat or older bars that were poured, is they've got a strong pedigree, especially in America. And I think the poured stuff does hold a much stronger position in America than anywhere else. I've mentioned in the past that me being in Europe, there's damn near no dealer that I could sell my poured silver to. If I was to own any poured bar from any individual that pours bars in the community, looking at a poured bar from Vulcan here, there's no dealer in the UK where I'm located or in Europe I could sell my poured bar for. Now, there is a difference between getting spot price for something and scrap price. First, you need to find a scrap dealer, and you have to remember you're damn near paying a premium for poured pieces like you're paying for coins. So it boils down to the risk and reward for me. For me, if I'm paying a premium, as I just mentioned, I want to know that I can go on and sell it at a later date for more money, so I'm able to acquire more foundation. So I wanted to get some type of idea from individuals that have done this, not on a one-off, just like on a big scale. Not everybody stacks as much high premium or poured silver, but I've seen individuals that have gone all poured silver, so it'd be great to hear from them in the comments. Has it been a good preservation of wealth? Because in the end of the day, I know all of us are waiting for the day when silver shoots through the roof. Some believe, like myself, you could be seeing triple digits for the long term. Some believe at best you're lucky if you get a pop and then it's straight back down again for the next 50 years. So if you view it like that, how do you see that? Do you see it as, because technically when you purchase this, you're signing up for the long run, whether you like it or not. I mean, a dealer is more than likely just going to offer you spot for all of these pieces, and I'm fully aware of that with a lot of my collector pieces. If a dealer I'm talking to doesn't like it, the worst he can offer me is spot price. Whereas with a lot of the pieces I do purchase from dealers, one of the things I always ask them is, do you buy them back, or would you buy them back? Or if it's a brand new coin that's just started off, I'll be able to evaluate the mint it's from and know it's going to be a strong enough series where I won't need to worry asking them that. But for instance, if you was looking at something like a Lunar coin, I would know by default, as it comes under the collector coin, high premium, by default they increase as the new issue comes out. Not always work in your favor, it can just drag along, but I know that's a system that it goes by. So these are the pros and cons that I really see of the high premium or normal silver versus the poured silver. So I wanted to get more of an idea as to opposed from it, or as it just being, you know, hassle free. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can play with it, and you can look at it. Does it also offer the benefits that some of these coins that I've shown have offered? If I'm paying a premium, I want to know that I can flip it and go on and do more. For me, the risk is worth the reward. You know, your cookies are going to come with milk, whether you like it or not. I've done trades in the past where I've done, for instance, the Swan coins, and those were all fully sealed. I never opened them. Understanding how milk spots work now, I could pretty much guarantee you out of the 200 Swan coins that I owned, I would never be confident enough saying none of them were milk free. So I'm pretty sure within that 200 there was milk spots in those coins, but the dealer took them at the time, and I don't know how it worked out for them. They obviously sold them on for a higher premium. In those videos, I'll leave a link at the end of those videos, I show you how much I got per coin, and that just went to show the strength of that market, and when it works, it can most definitely work for you. Now, I've also done videos where it hasn't worked for me, so it's a 50-50, but that's what I know I'm getting myself into when I'm prepared to pay a premium than the normal standard. You have individuals that don't bother getting into the game, and I don't blame them. You know, it's a risk and reward. If you're not for it, then don't do it, and you just buy the absolute cheapest premium silver. Once again, that totally works also. But with stuff like this, not only have I not seen it, but I'm really curious as to know whether it's an option. You know, if you're holding it and you're purchasing it for the long haul, once again, how good is it at preserving your wealth? I know when I'm looking at this kind of government graded bullion, these are the things I'm going to be looking at moving forward. There's many coins I own now that with the high premium. Once upon a time, I wanted to cross the line with my high premium and my normal bullion. That's totally changed now. I mean, it's just going to purely be my government minted, your Britannias, whether it's gold or silver, I want to cross the line with. I look at some coins I own now, and luckily enough, because of what they are, i.e. coins, whether they're in sealed tubes and rolls, I don't know whether they contain melt spots as they're in their 20 stacks, but I know at a later date I'll be able to sell them for a profit to a dealer and flip them out into more government minted bullion. I look at also things like, because I'm a big proponent of government bullion, you know, you'll have those that ain't, but I could tell you now, with a standard Britannia coin, I'm able to sell that coin anywhere on the planet. That's planet Earth we're talking about here. I'm in the UK. I could go over to the US, for instance, and find a lot of dealers that would, worst case, offer me spot price for it or give me something decent. A bit of shopping about. Whereas with this, I know in America, you have a much stronger chance on the secondary market. Somewhere like eBay, once again, it's great. And I've already displayed and said my dislikes for something like eBay, but in the UK, dealer-wise, you can absolutely scratch it off the list. There's no chance anything poured is being sold to a dealer in the UK or in Europe with close to all the dealers that I deal with. So it's going to be interesting to hear your views on that. Ultimately, when I've done this video stating high premium versus poured silver or standard bullion, it was given my highs and lows that I could see of both, but also a reason as to why I've never really looked down that avenue, because although you get that, you know, that nice tingly feeling down your back that you can touch it and you can feel it, you can hold it, I need to know that a lot of the things that other people scream, you know, it's a great preservation of wealth, is it? When we're talking about the new, more modern poured silver, what you can get in any shape, form, poured cats, dogs, crocodiles, anything you want, it'll be great to hear from individuals that do really invest in that stuff and stack it in the loads, as to outside of it being hassle-free and the likes of how well does it do on the secondary market? Do dealers buy it back? You know, these are more questions I'm putting out there because I can't really answer them, but looking at it for what it is, give you what I've got from there. But for me, you know, as I've mentioned, I have no problem dipping my cookies in some milk. I know moving forward, it's always going to be a case that if I do go for high premium, which I've really piped down a lot because I'm seeing where currently the market is, unless it's going to be worth the risk, where a lot of the, funnily enough, the Rwandan coins and silver, I'm prepared to take that risk to hold on to them for the longer term. But a lot of the other pieces, when we're talking silver and high premium, I've been trading them out or selling them. I'm not prepared to go the long with any of them purely because of the melt spot problem. So for me, it's not that I've switched and gone into a different form of silver. It's my game plan switched, in that I would rather sooner sell them and flip them and get them into normal bullion grade, whereas I can tell you now from dealers I've sold to, the last thing they're going to be worrying about is any milk spot on your standard Britannia or Eagle. I mean, my stack can consist of, for an example, thousands upon thousands of ounces of American silver Eagles and gold Eagles. Where I am right now on the planet in the UK, I could easily sell that to the majority of the UK dealers I communicate with, and I could easily sell that to a lot of the dealers that I communicate with in Europe. And the same goes for if it was normal. This is why I prefer it, because for me, one, it ticks all those boxes. For everyone screaming, is it a great preservation of wealth, or you only do it for that? For me, from all the selling I've been doing and the trading I've been doing, nothing sells better than the government minted coins. It's hassle-free, they love it, they take it all day, extremely liquid. Anything below or above is just You know, below, I'm not really interested in when we're talking absolute spot, and bars are not an option in Europe. Above, I do go there, and I don't intend to cross the line with these. You know, I sell them to flip, to buy more government minted. So I'm going to pipe this up now and wind it down. But once again, this is more of a call and just giving my views on poured silver versus normal silver and high premium. Ultimately, once again, in the end of the day, it's all silver. If you're part of the crowd that believes we're going to see a massive jump in spot price, it's not going to make a difference. Let's just put it out there like that. Another thing, you can buy whatever makes you happy, and that's all that counts in the end of the day. Silver spot price jump to $100 tomorrow, down there getting scrapped for this, you'll still be doing backflips. So if that's what you're banking on, then it's not going to make a difference what form of silver you buy. But you know, we all know life can throw us mishaps in between then. So it'd be fantastic to hear you guys or thoughts on this. What's your views on poured silver? Do you believe it's a fantastic form of silver? Do you believe high premium is an absolute waste of money? You might as well purchase something that you can feel, touch, you know, hassle-free, comes without the milk, etc., etc. It'll be fantastic to hear your views and your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to come ahead and follow me on the links that I've left in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.